All right, what's going on, everybody? It's Rob Garcia, the Warrior Strategist. It is great to see you guys. I haven't done a live in quite a while. As you guys know, I just got back from Reserve Weekend. A lot of stuff happening lately. It's been almost overwhelming, but surprisingly enough, most of them have been good. As you know, I did a viral campaign with Brian Big Country Conwell, and it took off against American Airlines, calling out some of their practices that we didn't find suitable for disabled travel. He was recently interviewed on the Brett Davis podcast. Thank you, Brett, for doing that. I'm going to be sharing that out later today. I'm excited to check it out. Big Country is always a good friend and a family member as well as a client. And when I say family, I mean he's in the inner circle. Him and I have really gotten to know each other the last year and a half, and it's been phenomenal. All right. Also, big shout out, Doug Barry got his 4th TV interview. He used some of my training from the Tactical CEQ program, got on the news a 4th time, and it's noted that Doug has 5 TV interviews. He couldn't make one because of scheduling. So that is 5 chances he got to tell his story live on TV, which is a big deal for business owners. Everybody should be trying to get on TV. And it's amazing to watch Doug just crushing it with his Jasper and Friends books. I bought all of them. I really enjoy them. If you have kids, check out Doug's books at jasperandfriends.com. Got it on the banner right here. You can check it out and get an amazing book for your children. Today, I want to talk about creating the life of your dreams. As you guys know, 6 years ago, I created, God, it might even be 8 years. Time flies. I created a magazine called Shift Advanced Life Design. And I wanted it to be thematically like if Tim Ferriss started a magazine, a little bit more veteran oriented though, a little bit of business, but mainly the title is very, very important. Shift Advanced Life Design, because it means we can shift into a better life using advanced design. Mind blown. But there really is a lot of truth to it because Shift has followed my own path upward. When I first started, I was living in a tiny apartment in North Park. I was just figuring out who I was. I'd finished grad school. I wasn't getting paid what I was worth. I had a job I really wasn't happy with. And I realized that if I want to be successful, I'd have to work for myself. That was the bottom line. Too many people are trapped by their 9-to-5. It dictates everything they do. They live in fear constantly of losing their job, getting fired. They have awful anxiety because they worry too much about pissing off their boss, or hey, I'm going to be late to work, or I was late to lunch. Oh my God. I just didn't want to deal with any of that shit, to be honest with you. And I said, you know what? Why should I beg for a 1 or 2% raise every year for a job I'm really not thrilled with? I mean, it's okay. I did tech writing for 10 years. It's not the worst thing in the world, actually. Conditions were good. But I wasn't having fun. And I thought to myself, why can't I create a job from air that I like doing, make myself one of the best at it, and then get paid what I'm worth and work with people that I enjoy? And that's how I got into doing what I do. So talking about creating the life of your dreams, I'm going to share some steps, just like a checklist of things you can do. And this message will resonate with a lot of you because a lot of you are stuck in your own mind. A lot of you want more money. A lot of you want more freedom. I will say the number one achievement that I've ever done in my life, and I've achieved some cool stuff, is time freedom. I get up when I want. I can have a beer at 2 o'clock if I want to. I don't have to answer to any boss. I work with whoever I want. I could leave for 3 days if I wanted to and do whatever I want to do. I go out for a fish taco on a Thursday, and sometimes I do. And that level of autonomy and freedom is incredible. I'm not going to lie. So in my mind, that is how I created a successful life. So here is my list, and this can be done, guys. This life can be done. It has nothing to do. Money's a part of it, but money is not all of it, the end all be all. I don't chase money. I don't worship it. I don't need to be rich. I want to be meaningful and impactful. That is what I chase after. And I want to be really good at my job. And that's why people pay me what I'm worth. Okay. So let's talk about it. The first thing you should do when you're designing your dream life is create the vision, the general vision. And you do this usually through journaling, getting out a piece of paper and just write a general statement of my dream life looks like this. I have this car. I live here. I live in this city. I am in a relationship with this person, whatever. Create your general dream statement. What is the vision for your successful life? What is it? Is it waking up in a different country? Is it waking up in the Maldives? Is it going on vacation 6 times a year? Is it laying on the beach like a jobless mermaid? Is it hanging out, flying cross country and going to hang out with some of your buddies you haven't seen from the Marines for years? But creating the vision is the first thing you do to creating the life of your dreams. Number 2, set parameters. You have to narrow down what it is. You can't just say, I want to be rich. What you should say is, I want to get my business to $250,000 a year within 2 years. Okay. That's a very specific parameter. I want to be in a relationship with an intelligent, beautiful, funny woman who is business-minded, wants to grow an empire together. That would be mine. I don't need to get into specifics like curvy blonde. I really treasure humor more and business-minded. That's important. Setting parameters allows you to filter. It allows you to say, hey, this is what I want, what I deserve. This is how I'm going to make this happen. And I was talking about this with my buddy yesterday, who is the most like down to earth. He's a little skeptical because he's a 9-to-5er, but he owns his own company. But we were talking about planning and vision planning. And he was talking about how he wanted an Infiniti G30. I think it was a G35 for years. And he had a picture of it. He thought about it every day. He really put it up in his head that he was going to get an Infiniti G35 or G37, one of the two. Whatever car that guys that cheat on their girlfriends a lot have. And it's one of those cars. So anyway, he got it. He got his Infiniti. I drove around in it. It was fucking awesome. And it was because he manifested it in his mind. And then once you manifest something hard enough, your subconscious takes over. Your subconscious starts sending you ways of making it happen. For me, I'm manifesting a royal blue Porsche Boxster convertible. I've wanted this car, I would say, for 20 years. For 20 years in the back of my head, I've thought Porsche Boxster. Never even driven one. Maybe I should. But I have several little replicas of them around my house. A couple of them are royal blue. I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to just go and pay cash. It wouldn't be that hard now for me to just pick it up, but I'm more into creating long-term business success. So I'm putting my money into my business right now. The Boxster is going to be a celebration of business success when my business gets to a certain level. But anyway, that's parameters. After that, number 3, figure out the flow of money. Dreams are easier to accomplish if you have money. This isn't like some fucking rocket science concept. Figuring out the flow of money means you need to develop income streams. You need to have multiple sources of money coming in. And if you only have one, you need to do something that pays well, but doesn't create an environment of misery. And what I mean by that, you look at investment bankers, you look at lawyers, you look at people whose bosses tap their watch if they go out and get a sandwich. Fuck that. All right. I don't care how much money you make. If you're working 14, 15 hours a day filing paperwork in a fucking basement room with no windows, you fucking lost. I don't care if you're making $200,000 a year. You will never get to appreciate that money on a fucking schedule like that. And when I read about that stuff, I'm like, you sold your soul. You might have a big bank account. You might have some nice shit. But guess what? Somebody fucking owns you. You're in modern day slavery. People that get into arrangements like that, I'm sorry, you are. I would rather make much less money, work from home, live in my dream apartment, and be able to go to the beach in 15 minutes if I want to. It's pretty fucking nice having choice and freedom. Just saying. So anyway, figuring out the flow of money means changing your money mindset. It means realizing that money is energy and money comes from your actions. And I don't want to sound like a fucking fortune cookie. That's not me. You guys know me. I'm pretty logical. I'm pretty to the point. You must become money in the context of, if you want people to invest in you, you have to be very good at what you do, and you have to turn yourself into your industry standard. Okay. So when we think about people who are really good at what they do, they are not affordable. They are a boutique level service, right? Jillian Sandoval, global brand strategist. Okay. One of the best in the world at overhauling brands, doing rebrands, business growth strategy. Amazing person. Jillian should be hired by every fucking business owner in the world. She's that good. She's like the A-team though. You have to go find her. She's on my friends list, by the way. She actually goes under Jillian Clark. But if you want somebody at that level, reach out to her. But don't reach out to her with like $200. Don't. You know, it's like walking into the Rolls Royce dealership with $200. That's all I'm saying. And she's worth every penny. Once you become the industry standard, once you become the person that is associated with the industry, your price tag goes up. Your invoices go up. The number of zeros on the invoice go up. Okay. Once I got 27 people on TV, people realized Rob Garcia, the Warrior Strategist, is the real deal. Once I got people in industry magazines, once I got myself 250 podcast interviews, and I still get requests pretty often, people realize Rob might know what he's talking about. 4 viral campaigns, a client on TMZ, all these things. You must become the absolute best in your industry. You must be the most recommended, and it comes with steady growth. But once you get there, you'll figure out the flow of money because you are sought after, you are in demand, you command higher fees. Bottom line, figure out the flow of money is step 3 for the life of your dreams. Number 4 is get a mentor. You need people higher up on the ladder that can show you the way, that can guide you, that you can ask questions to, that can really say, that's a good idea, that's a bad idea. Somebody you look up to. I have several business mentors, and I am very, very lucky. I honestly feel like I can tap into some of the best people in the country, if not the world, right now. Jillian Clark, Brett Davis, Kate Monroe, Mike Brannigan, Marshall Tarrant. Those 5 right there are like it's like the Beatles of the fucking business world. And I hope they feel the same way about me. They do a lot of business with me, so apparently I'm doing something right. And honestly, I am intimidated to sit at their table sometimes. I have no problem saying that, and I'm actually a little bit successful. They're all very kind, very sweet people, but their level of business talent shocks me. Nobody should be that smart, let's be honest. All right. Getting a mentor is very, very important because you need someone to ping your ideas off of. You need someone to guide you. You need someone as a sounding board. And then number 5, this was the biggest one to creating the life of my dreams. And this will surprise you. Change your energy. I had to completely overhaul my attitude. When I first came into this, I started really, really getting into business stuff in the North Park apartment. And that was, I want to say 2015. It's right when I met Jillian. I lived in the North Park apartment. I just got my PhD, and I was angry. I hated everything. The world owed me something. My family sucked. My relationships sucked. It was all my girlfriend's fault for everything, and women sucked. And I carried so much anger from a lot of childhood trauma, from a lot of lived experiences, from growing up really poor. Everything was all someone else's fault. Everyone should buy from me. I'm not going to promote anybody. I'm the most important person in the room. Oh, I have a PhD. I'm the smartest person in the room automatically. Jesus, I want to punch myself in the head when I think back to my mindset. But I had to change my energy. I evolved into a positive and optimistic person. I'm usually the person that people come to if they're having a life crisis, which is an amazing responsibility, and I welcome it. I still do. I became more of a mentor to younger business owners. I just had street tacos yesterday with Jonathan Toth. He is an unbelievable Army veteran who helps people get loans, and he helps them get mortgages approved. And I got to sit there and give this guy some really good business advice and just help him out. Like, hey, this is how you're getting clients. This is how you get leads. This is how you get interviews, blah, blah, blah. Being able to mature and grow into a mentorship position in life is very humbling. And for me, it's very meaningful. It takes you back to my days as a college professor and a high school teacher, just getting to shape younger minds. But that was the biggest thing to getting to where I am now, is changing my energy. I really examine why I had so much anger, why I had bad energy, why I was so negative all the time, why I was so pissed off every day I woke up. And a lot of it was just unrecognized trauma. A lot of it was just relationship I had with my mom, family members constantly letting me down, making really, really stupid life choices. And then I would be involved in it involuntarily because I was a little kid. And then just growing up poor for so many years. And then, hey, I'm an adult. I'm going to put myself through grad school. So I'm going to be really poor for another 5 years. And I didn't really see the fruits of my labor until I was like 44 years old. And that's a long time, man. But I also changed my energy. I worked with people that helped me to release my anger or to take it out in healthy ways, like the gym or running, or putting that energy into entrepreneurial ventures, things like that. And when you change your energy, it's not just changing your attitude. It's changing. It's called vibrational frequency. And there are coaches like Seema Sabati who are really, really good at this. They've harnessed this. They understand the way vibrational energy works. They understand that high frequency, high vibration people get more stuff done. They're happier. They attract people to them. It really is an art form, and it's a real thing. I would have said this is all bullshit like 15 years ago. I was very wrong. So when you change your vibration, when you change your frequency, when you become a more high energy person, you become a leader. You pretty much isolate yourself, and you become who you need to be in business. And so change your energy was probably the greatest transformation I ever made. I vowed that I would never, ever vent in a negative way about stuff online if I could help it. And if I have to complain, keep it funny. I want to have good energy. I want to help people in their darkest moments. I want to convince people that they're important and help them remember why they're important. And I became a lot more than just a friend to people. I became a source of inspiration for a lot of them. And this isn't me like bragging about myself. This is me reflecting the words that people have told me. And that's who they see me as, which is cool. But to create the life of my dreams, I had to change my energy. I had to not be an angry person. I had to not blame the world for everything. I had to take accountability for who I was and realize, and Kate and I just talked about this, you can only affect today and tomorrow. You cannot affect yesterday. And I'm still like a little, messed up just because the way I grew up. I grew up around felons and drug addicts and child molesters and alcoholics and really, really bad people. And as a little kid, that doesn't help mold you into a good person. It doesn't. And I'm just lucky I'm very strong-willed, and I made good moral choices, and I kept my nose clean, and I stayed out of trouble. And my anger didn't manifest itself until I got into my late 20s. And then I was the most angry, I wouldn't say violent, but I'd say very fucking angry person you've ever met. And so I had to change my energy so that I wasn't just another veteran complaining about stuff all day online, because that energy is horrible and nobody wants to be around that person. All right. So anyway, this has gone on for 20 minutes. I like to keep these semi-short. I'm going to do my quick summary and then dismiss the class, and you guys can go be successful today. So creating the life of your dreams. First of all, as I go through this summary, this is possible for anyone. Anyone. I know a lot of people on different platforms are going to see this. Some are on YouTube, some are on LinkedIn, some are on Facebook, whatever. I have a learning disability. I grew up wildly poor. Okay. I 90% of my family is on drugs or in jail. Like I did not have anything given to me in life at all. And by following these steps over time, I was able to create the life of my dreams. I don't have a boss. I have 2 successful companies. I live in the city of my dreams. I have an apartment I freaking love. Money is flowing, and I wake up every day happy. So if you're thinking I could never do that, or I'm not talented enough, or I'm not smart enough, you're wrong. Anyone can do this stuff. These are the steps that I followed in order to create the life of my dreams. I'm just putting it out there. And I'm not trying to sell you anything. I just want to share what success looks like and the things that fast tracked me there, that made it a little easier, the express lane, if you will. So number 1 is to create your general vision, write it down, make it descriptive. Number 2 is to set your parameters, like very specific. What's important to you for your dream life? Is it a certain car? Is it travel? Is it freedom? Is it family vacations? Like, what is it specifically that would make you really happy? Number 3 is to figure out the flow of money. Money makes things easier, but do not pick a career or devote your life to making money. Use money as a tool, as part of your energy. Number 4 is get a mentor that is high up on the ladder, somebody you admire and you want to be like. Number 5 is change your energy. Look at the way they interact with other people. Look at the way you view yourself and how you talk to yourself, little things like that. Anyway, that's all I got for today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hopefully, this is a little bit more mindset stuff than PR, and that's okay. I just wanted to connect to people, and I'm sure in comments I'm going to see some interesting feedback on this. Hopefully, it'll provide some insight to make your life better. Anyway, I'm going to start my business day. Wishing you guys success. This is Rob Garcia, the Warrior Strategist, and as always, stay famous. See you next time.